Quick pass, Young, caught. Staying on his feet. Chuba Hubbard, he's in for a Panthers touchdown. 7 yards out for 6.
Well, it's pursuit, right? When you get this out, you got to stay on the outside of that, force Chuba Hubbard, the running back inside where you might have some help. You lose leverage on that tackle, one-on-one off the
14th play of the drive that began at their own 24. See Baker, Young to the edge, fires end zone. He finds Renfro for the Panthers touchdown.
Just somehow gets his cleats caught in the grass. Young just drifts over to his right side. You know, really a run, immediate run pass option threat.
Here they come. Bryce, buying time, finds Hubbard. Beautifully done by Young.
Well, it looks like the Cardinals are in cover 2, which means this corner has to be responsible for the flat. I believe that's Burke, but he gets caught up on Renfro. And really, this is made by Young. And I've really been impressed by Young when he escapes.
Touchdown and a potential 2-point try will make it a 4-point game. Young slinging it. Renfro for the Carolina touchdown. It looks like they're looking at the left knee area of Williams.
Look at this throw. Off of the RPO, the ball handling.
On second down, Young under center. He has time. Running out, flushed out. Young towards the corner. He's there. Touchdown, Carolina. Penix with time is intercepted.
That's completely on Penix. 100%.
Shaw Smith-Wade takes it in. Handoff. Dowdle. Touchdown.
Eighth overall pick, the rookie McMillan leads all rookie receivers in yardage for the end zone. Open, reaching back and grabbing for a Carolina touchdown. It's Tommy Tremble. Caught back in the end zone. Xavier Leggett.
outside one-on-one, and watch this throw. Normally you loop that to the end, right to the back pylon, you put some air on it, and Bryce Young decides, I'm just going to drive this to the big fella Leggett, and he goes out and makes a great catch. He's been much maligned, had the hamstring, really started off slow so far.
Dowdle! He got in! Touchdown, Carolina!
Man, what a job Dowdle has done. Here, he's going to get hit. It doesn't matter. I'm bringing the wood. Gets the ball. Watch, in the backfield. I'm all right. Going to spin off of that. Fall myself into the end zone. What a game by Rico Dowdle. Look at congratulatory hugs on the sideline.
Panthers down by 4, closing into the 2-minute timeout. Bryce Young got his man! Touchdown! Mitchell Evans! And the Panthers take the lead!
About when you run the ball, you set up the play action, run a little mesh concept underneath, tight end coming across one way, receiver Tremaine going the other way. Everybody gets confused, and wide open touchdown to Evans. And the Carolina Panthers take the lead late.
Empty set, 5 in the pattern. Young floats it, end zone. McMillan, his first NFL touchdown. Trevor Etienne in motion. Fake it to Dowdle. Young's got a shuffle. Steps up, throws. Wide open man is Dowdle.
and he's going to take it to the end zone against his former team. Touchdown, Carolina, and the Panthers lead. So what do you got to do? You got to come out and you got to play ball. Followed up a 200-yard game last week. The expectation is, can Rico Dowdle keep coming? You know, Miami Dolphins. Young, under pressure, steps away, fires, scores, touchdown! Another one for Teteroa McMillan. And the Panthers regain the lead. Yeah, so watch, Sam Williams has him. He defeats Rico Dowdle's block. Great job by Bryce Young. Little slip, watch his right shoulder. Teach that to every young quarterback around the country. Just turn that outside shoulder, dip and slide, reset your feet. Young, can he find anybody? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Xavier Legette. A patience. Bryce Young with a little bit of a flip between traffic to Legette.
Didn't get his first option, but look, there's just no pass rush. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. Buy some time, and have your receivers.
His Green Bay tenure a couple of years ago.
No question.
Here's Hubbard. That's a good sign for Carolina to see him get back into the end zone for a touchdown. His first rushing touchdown of the season. This week, and now he's back in the end zone.
And obviously the conversation, see his knee is, yep, that's a touchdown. His knee was not down.
Toss, Dowdle, knifing through for the touchdown, and the Panthers take the lead on the road. Rico Dowdle getting the call, and it's his third touchdown of the year, a new career high.
You can have a game plan, and you can have this is how you picture the game unfolding. Of course, last week, the vision that the Panthers had against Buffalo certainly didn't play out as the game got away, but if you could have asked Dave, that's the technical difference between the two penalties.
It's about a yard difference in this area of the field. Now it's Dowdle right back into the game and right back into the end zone, his second of the day, and the Panthers extend the lead.
1, 2.
Only 2 pumps, but apparently that's enough for the flag. A big penalty, because now that's going to push the point after further back. It becomes a much more difficult kick. But Rico Dowdle, who's been clearly nursing an injury in the lower half.
Since week 5, he's led the league. Goes back to him. Rico Dowdle is in for a Carolina touchdown. Just like that. Panthers with the lead since he got the touch.
Well, I want you to watch this right here. Right there, this exchange between these two players. Look at Coker, 18, bam! Right up there, created.
Young keeps it, slings it into traffic right at the goal line, and McMillan is in.
This uncanny ability to kind of see the soft spots in zone coverage. And watch McMillan, turns around, gets big, uses that power and strength to get in the end zone, but it's the timing, the accuracy, and obviously, again, McMillan, the connection they've got, finding a way in the end zone.
Tremble in the backfield along with Dowdle on a first down from the 36. Clean pocket for Young. Another deep shot down the left side. He drops it in for Legette. Brilliant throw from Bryce Young.
On their opening drive, started the game this way, starting the half this way. Working against who?
Natron Brooks.
So Legette's third touchdown reception of the season. Boy, the Panthers would love to get him going, along with McMillan.
You mentioned the deep shots, right? Deep balls 20-plus in the air.
That'd be where I'd go.
Young, light rush for Atlanta. Bryce Young steps and throws. He's got it to McMillan. Touchdown, Carolina.
He keeps his eyes on for the touchdown. Watch as he works outside. Here's your first down. Nope. Turns it up as Young scrambles. And this is just, to me, you can't put your linebacker in that position. You just can't.
Peyton Ellis was...
Instead, he went outside.
Little shoulder fake, end zone shot. He's got the rookie touchdown. Arrives for Carolina. You wouldn't think by alignment you would get this throw based on what San Francisco showed pre-snap. But Teteroa McMillan runs an excellent route. Mustafa, number 6.
Quarter of the league in third down conversions. Done it twice on this drive. Trying to do it again with Hubbard. Big hole. There he goes. Big play. Chuba Hubbard touchdown. Panthers answer.
So they caught the Rams here just with a lot of interior defenders trying to disguise some sort of a pressure. You send the tight end in motion. What that does is just creates numbers on the edge. So now you got basically 3-on-2. Back with the ball in his hands, 2 blockers, 1 sealing, 1 kicking out, and creating that nice run lane for Chuba.
4-man rush. Stafford into a tight window to Nakua. Picked up by Mike Jackson. And Jackson gets the block to take it home. What a touchdown for Jackson.
Yeah, pretty common route combination, something the Rams do all the time.
There is no foul for a blindside block. It's a touchdown.
Mike Jackson just sits all over that. Unfortunately, Matt Stafford leaves it just a little bit behind Puka Nakua, and that's all it takes. Great job jumping in. Look, unfortunately, sometimes the touchdowns come in bunches, and then the interceptions come in bunches. Well, you got this double-A pressure look here.
Trying to plug that up, so one-on-one opportunity. It's caught by Coker for the touchdown. His first of the year. A 4th down, go for it, and the Panthers take the lead.
We said it early part of the broadcast, like this is the matchup that you're going to like all game long. Coker is a big target, going up against Forbes, who's played really, really well for the Rams. But man, you just get one step on him, and again, I think it's the 4th and short.
2 for 2 today is Carolina. On this crucial 4th down, Young, McMillan, got it! Touchdown, Panthers lead!
I'll tell you what, this was clutch by Bryce Young. And really good job up front of giving him protection, but Bryce is making his way through the progression, and just the way that he layered this ball up over the top.
Bryson Tremaine is on the field as well, the big receiver out of Stanford. They'll motion Tremble, hand it for Dowdle, changing direction, trying to break down the door. Rico Dowdle is in, touchdown. What a drive for Carolina, trying to seize control of the NFC South.
Instead, he went outside. Little shoulder fake, end zone shot. He's got the rookie touchdown. Arrives for Carolina. You wouldn't think by alignment you would get this throw based on what San Francisco showed pre-snap. But Teteroa McMillan runs an excellent route. Mustafa, number 6.
Quarter of the league in third down conversions. Done it twice on this drive. Trying to do it again with Hubbard. Big hole. There he goes. Big play. Chuba Hubbard touchdown. Panthers answer.
So they caught the Rams here just with a lot of interior defenders trying to disguise some sort of a pressure. You send the tight end in motion. What that does is just creates numbers on the edge. So now you got basically 3-on-2. Back with the ball in his hands, 2 blockers, 1 sealing, 1 kicking out, and creating that nice run lane for Chuba.
4-man rush. Stafford into a tight window to Nakua. Picked up by Mike Jackson. And Jackson gets the block to take it home. What a touchdown for Jackson.
Yeah, pretty common route combination, something the Rams do all the time.
There is no foul for a blindside block. It's a touchdown.
Mike Jackson just sits all over that. Unfortunately, Matt Stafford leaves it just a little bit behind Puka Nakua, and that's all it takes. Great job jumping in. Look, unfortunately, sometimes the touchdowns come in bunches, and then the interceptions come in bunches. Well, you got this double-A pressure look here.
Trying to plug that up, so one-on-one opportunity. It's caught by Coker for the touchdown. His first of the year. A 4th down, go for it, and the Panthers take the lead.
We said it early part of the broadcast, like this is the matchup that you're going to like all game long. Coker is a big target, going up against Forbes, who's played really, really well for the Rams. But man, you just get one step on him, and again, I think it's the fourth and short.
2 for 2 today is Carolina. On this crucial 4th down, Young, McMillan, got it! Touchdown, Panthers lead!
I'll tell you what, this was clutch by Bryce Young. And really good job up front of giving him protection, but Bryce is making his way through the progression, and just the way that he layered this ball up over the top.
Bryson Tremaine is on the field as well, the big receiver out of Stanford. They'll motion Tremble, hand it for Dowdle, changing direction, trying to break down the door. Rico Dowdle is in, touchdown! What a drive for Carolina, trying to seize control of the NFC South.
Bottom of your screen is McMillan, with Jamel Dean covering him. Doesn't look like he has help. Going that way, McMillan in the end zone. He's got it! And that's going to be a Panthers touchdown! Bryce Young had him all the way.
Create as he runs in a little bit, then creates space to the corner. Beautifully thrown ball, one-on-one, perfect by Bryce.
It's a nice view of the ball from the city background. I don't know if that's uptown or downtown, but that's a touchdown. A few more before it's over. Young is trying to scramble out of it, and he cuts back. Flows, touchdown! Panthers, Jatavian Sanders. But Bryce Young made it all happen.
Things happen, right. Arm right there. Down goes Diaby, but Bryce Young keeping the play alive, attacking the line.
Pistol formation here for Carolina. Fake the handoff. Young is going to run it himself and take it in. Touchdown, Panthers.
When they're taking away everything down the field, you just take it yourself. Bryce Young is going to roll out here to the left. He's going to see everybody covered up. Covered. I'll just take.
See, it's been a struggle producing touchdowns on these red zone trips for the Panthers. Young flips it short. Caught. Tremble, touchdown as the tight end out of Notre Dame left alone, and the Panthers cash in the takeaway to slice into the lead.
And watch Tremble, okay? He's going to come off the snap. Look at the hesitation. Sell the block. That's what you want to do. I'm blocking. 1, 2. No, I'm not. Ball fake opposite. And then you've got coverage with the deep mesh by your wide receivers. A complete vacancy, but it's all about.
So that catch put McMillan over 1,000 yards in his rookie season. First to do so for this team since Kelvin Benjamin, also a first-round pick. From the pocket, Young looks end zone, jump ball, caught, touchdown, Jalen Coker. And the Panthers still have hope with 2:25 to play.
This is throw the ball up high. How about the 2 plays by the receivers? McMillan and Coker.
Survives the ground there.
That's why you throw the ball up high, though. Coker, 6'3", 215 pounds. Second-year player from Holy Cross has become the number 2 option.
Here comes Hubbard, straight into the end zone for the Panther touchdown.
All right, watch Damian Lewis, the left guard. He was the other half of that big free agent spending to solidify the interior of this offensive line. Robert Hunt, we've talked about him dealing with injury.
Both teams trying to break through still. Young steps up. He's got room. Bryce Young tucks it, runs. Bryce Young, touchdown!
We're going to try to do a little TE stunt here on the right side. Byron Young, he's going to get some interior pressure. That's what moves Bryce Young. And then just one-on-one in space with Nate Landman. And tell you what, it's not really his game, but you think back to his career, right? His Heisman Trophy year, what he did at Alabama. Not the biggest guy, not the most physical, but his athleticism is probably one of the more underrated aspects of his game. These moments to run the ball between the tackles.
Chuba Hubbard, straight ahead, over the goal line, touchdown Carolina, Panthers lead.
There's a aggressive as Canales is. Blitz comes. Young, corner of the end zone. Coker! A dime! A touchdown! A Panther lead!
Wild card weekend. Bryce Young takes a look out, one-on-one in the slot against the safety Cam Curl, and there was no doubt when Bryce Young caught that ball where he was going. But now warning.
Adams this time settles in the zone.